Hello, I'm Colleen Quinn. I'm an attorney in Richmond, Virginia. I've been in practice for 35 years. My favorite area to practice in is adoption and surrogacy. So I run an adoption and surrogacy law center as part of my Quinn Law Centers. I am also a past president of the Academy of Adoption and Assisted Reproduction Attorneys, and have served on the board of trustees for a considerable amount of time. I love talking about surrogacy, and we're going to talk now about coordination with the providers during the process. There's lots of different moving parts when folks get into a surrogacy arrangement, and so coordinating those parts is really essential to the process. So one of the things that's going to happen is the carrier herself will need to coordinate with her OBGYN to get cleared to get pregnant. Oftentimes there's a surrogacy program involved, and they too are assisting with the coordination with the medical providers. The intended parents have to coordinate with the fertility clinic with regard to the creation of their embryos. And it could be that if they need donor sperm or donor egg to help form those embryos, that they also will be coordinating with a cryobank in order to obtain the donor egg or donor sperm. And in some cases, if they're trying to obtain a donor embryo, they might be coordinating with an embryo bank in order to obtain that embryo, and might also be working with a program that specializes in just the procurement of the embryo itself. Then all the people involved also have to coordinate with the mental health professionals to get through their mental health counseling and their psychological screening and their group counseling. They also need to coordinate with their lawyers, and the carrier or surrogate needs to have her own separate lawyer. If she's married or in a serious relationship, lives with a significant other, then that person too will be represented by her lawyer, but she needs to have her own separate lawyer. And then the intended parents, they have their separate lawyer as well. So there needs to be the coordination with the lawyers. There also needs to be coordination with health insurance. And if the carrier doesn't have health insurance, then there are companies out there or agencies out there that can assist with the procuring and making sure that she has her health insurance. In some cases, her lawyer or the intended parent's lawyer might be able to review a health insurance policy that she already has. But in other cases, an independent third-party health insurance evaluator also might have to be involved. So you can see there's lots of different people that are involved in these arrangements, lots of different moving parts. And if there's a surrogacy program involved, they oftentimes will be the ones that are trying to make sure that all these moving parts are kind of clicking with each other, and everything is, all the puzzle pieces are coming together to get to the contract drafting stage. The lawyers draft the contracts, and then the fertility clinic is going to do the actual embryo transfer procedure. The carrier is going to have to be coordinating with the clinic to get on certain medications to get her body ready to take that embryo into her body. And then there's a lot of timing that has to happen in terms of the thawing of the embryo, and doing that in conjunction with the carrier's cycle being perfect for her body to accept that embryo. And then hopefully, voila, there'll be a pregnancy and folks will be on their way. But lots of different moving parts that people need to be aware of when they get into these arrangements. And I'm hoping that was helpful for you to hear.